Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Peace in the Valley, and I am your host today, Bryce Steiner, and I am glad to have you tag along. We're going to make some interesting stuff today, and we're going to try to make a trivet. A trivet is something that will hold your pan above the surface, a pot, or if you want to, for camping when you are cooking over a fire, if you want to hold it above the fire or the ashes instead of a direct contact, that's what you would make. And I got the idea from the Cowboy Cooking channel. I'll show you what it is right here. He uses that, and we have cooked for a long time with over a fire, and never become like the expert that he has, but I also haven't done it near as often. Yeah, a couple times a year. But I would like to actually do it more and more often, because cooking over fire is actually fun. It's actually a great time, and I believe we can cook pretty well from it. So we're going to make ours instead of horseshoes like his is. And if you want to buy one from him, that's great, but I like to make stuff. So we're going to use rebar, and we're going to start off with that. We're going to see how that goes. What we have to do, and here is one of my camp stoves. This here, instead of, this is I guess not called a Dutch oven, and I have referred to it as a Dutch oven, but it is actually called a camp stove. And what it does, and even just now, this from last time we went camping and cooked, it still has just a fantastic camping aroma. I love this. I've had it for many, many years. And we have baked everything in it, from bread, cornbread, cooked chili, beans, about anything you can imagine. So here's what it looks like inside. It's a great one. I did not realize that the lid can be turned upside down, and it can be used as its own pan, its own skillet. I thank you for pointing that out to me on the channel. Appreciate that very much. And here's the pot right here. So I need to make sure when making this trivet that we avoid this. So our circle that everything sits on and comes together with is larger in radius, or excuse me, diameter, than this right here. And then it also has to be smaller than the inside of this. Let's just turn it over. So it has to fit on the inside of this and the outside of the other ring. So we're going to make it about 5.5 inches in diameter. That's the goal. And that means we need 3.14 times that distance. Then we're going to bend it and weld it. The good news is I have already cut that, and I also already bent it, the first part. So here is my ring. I have not welded it yet. I've got it clamped in here. I ended up breaking my my workbench here. Yes, it's just a 1x material, so it's going to break easy, but I've ended up now reinforcing it so I can actually put some pressure on it, and I've rebolted it down instead of just with clamps. That's going to be good for long-term future anyway. What we're going to do now is we have our ring here. I'm clamping it because when I bent it, I intentionally made them so they were not parallel or aligned, but now we're going to align them. And the way we're specifically going to do that is by grinding right here a flat section so they can weld together. There you can see but now we have a flat edge where they will weld together very nicely. So we're going to now put this in the vise so that way they can align, and that way then we will come and we're just going to weld it real quick. Okay, I think we got this. where we want it, pretty much. Okay, there it is. A little bit warm yet. So this is what we turned over. Okay, we got about 1 inch from each one on the that side. And got about a 3/4 inch or so on that side. I think this is going to work. That's going to be our starting ring now. We are going to make this one just a simple trivet, and I need to make 3 legs that bend at 3 inches. 3 inches out to here. So, or I guess I should say, it doesn't bend any more than 3 inches, which happens to be the same right here. It's about 2 3/4 on the vise. So we're going to put in our first bend right here. Now we want these to all be the same, but I don't quite want, so we need to cut them off. We're going to make then the legs about 4 inches, but because of the bend, we'll make it 5. And then I want to have another fairly sharp bend at 6. So we're going to make these a total of about 8 3/4. But we're going to go ahead and cut it right at the 6-inch mark, because this is actually going down at the base right there. That way we can make all of these consistent. Hopefully it works. I've never done anything like this before. Now we're going to bend all 3 of them, but not at the same time. Now we take a pipe. This is what I found works pretty well. Just stick it on and start slowly pulling down. And you'll see that we start to get this. I think I actually found I can get tighter bends if I use a different pipe. Okay. I want almost a 90, well, I do want a 90-degree angle, not almost. And I'm gonna visually make it 90. Okay, this one's close. This is actually why I wanted to have all 3 of them in here at once. That one might be a little tighter than 90, but I think it'll work. Yeah, I found the black iron pipe works really well. Gives you the leverage that you want. I'm sure somebody figured that out a long time ago, but okay. Okay. I think they're both close. Okay. This is what will weld to the circle, but I also want to bend this down here to give it a little bit more of a base rather than that. Bend it just a little bit over by 90 degrees. And we're going to do that at about the 1 inch. Let's see, we want it to be 4 inches. We'll bend it about right there. It's about 4.5. I think we'll count that good. The reason I want to do something like this is to make sure it's consistent. And then we're gonna bend this basically 90 degrees the other direction. 90 degrees perpendicular to the other bend. Okay. Doesn't quite work because I already bent this. Okay. This one may be tricky. I'm not strong enough to bend that by hand. Okay. I'll try this again. Maybe I can bend this part at 90. Let's see if we can find a consistent place. Okay. Got that bent. Sorry. Okay. I'm not going to. Maybe that's the end I should have bent first. Is that the lesson? Always start off with the smallest. Maybe just moving it up will do it. Okay. Let's get the next one. Okay. That's what I hold up. Good. Okay, I think we've got these all ready now. Took a while. That'll sit on the ground. This will weld to the circle in thirds. So here, here. this needs to be perpendicular to this if we do it right. We're going to grind a little bit smooth on there to give it a better surface. As long as the wood doesn't start on fire, I think I could just clamp it down to there. Now our thirds is just going to be an approximation. So it's going to be about right there and there. If I put this down, I'm not sure if I'll be able to weld it. Before we finish this tacking or welding it, I want to see how it actually does. Because right now, if we need to change something, it's a lot easier than later. There it is. Fairly simple. Let's see, what do you think? It actually sticks all the way around a little bit. I don't want to put too much weight on it yet until we do more than just tack it down. Then, to scramble legs on. Looks like it'll work just fine. Too big to put in the bucket. I think it's time to go test this out. So what's it look like from the bottom side? Yeah, that's what we wanted. All right, let's with the Dutch oven, the camping stove. Let's go bake something. Let's figure out if this is going to work. I think they're perfect. Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's really going to be smoked bacon now.
Angel's making bacon. And she made the biscuits. I'm just... The bottom are done. They're not burnt yet.
Is this the first one?
Yeah. So we'll bake on the top a little bit more. And we'll slow the heat down on the bottom. So here's what it looked like. Right there. We'll open it up just to show you what one of them looks like. It's actually pretty good right there.
Yeah. needs a little bit, the top, very tough, just needs a little more.
Good job. Well, you said you hadn't even done it successfully. It's like, I think these are a success. So you can see our trivet and see how it's working.
I don't know if that was or not. I sifted the flour as I was measuring it out.
And then the sausage, you want to cook on the lid?
Okay.
Okay. And then we can get the...
What do you mean cook on the lid?
The lid is the skillet.
Lid's a skillet too.
How do you manage that?
And then we'll have
I'll
to
show you.
put
That's why
everything-
we've made the trivet this way. And I'm going to call the biscuits done because that was an extremely good biscuit. And they've been for another couple minutes.
Okay. We'll have to compare the two. The batch that Kim's doing in the kitchen versus this one.
Oh, Kim's making them in the kitchen?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
See,
So-
hers will be browned on top. These ones didn't brown. But they're definitely done.
And they're just lightly browned on the bottom. The doggie's going to want a biscuit. Okay, where's the sausage at? I can get that started. Okay, we're going to take the Dutch oven off now. Okay, now we're going to scoop the coals and put them back in the middle. Okay, now we're going to put our pan right there on the trivet. And thank you to some of our viewers who told us that the lid actually functions as a pan. Amazing how smart you can get from other people, which we had no clue. So we're going to try it. So we're going to make up some tasty sausages. Oh, this is cooking nice.
I see that. That's cool.
You don't lose all the grease then.
Why? Why?
You don't lose it.
What are you talking about?
It's kind of a shallow pan.
Why? So half of our biscuits are actually coming off the oven. We're going to see which ones turn out better. And Angel's cooking on the, what do we call this thing? This whole combo? We picked this up at Kendallville Apple Festival 3 weeks ago or so. So we can do more cooking outdoors. We could probably even can on this if we get the fire going well enough, especially with the ring. These are the same coals we started with when cooking the biscuits. These are on the lid and the bottom. And they seem to be cooking well here too. So what are we making tonight, Angel?
Bacon and sausage gravy and biscuits.
All right. Bacon and sausage gravy with biscuits. And ice cream?
Ice cream for dessert. We did not make.
We didn't make the ice cream this time.
Why'd you want the gallon? Because you wanted another gallon.
It was a lot cheaper per ounce.
That's not how you buy ice cream.
That's not how you buy ice cream? How I buy ice cream.
We almost got to tell the sherbet, but Dad talked himself out of it.
We have some lime in it. If you want sherbet, we have some lime. I've got some homemade black raspberry jam in the fridge until it's drying.
Oh yeah, let's get it. Tell her to bring that out too. This was 2 pounds. I don't think I'd go more than 2 pounds.
These are the chicken bypass that still in our food. So we have to look for ones that eat.
Okay, and Kim finished baking biscuits,
We'll do another 3 minutes to do. Yeah.
and those are the difference. So we have the ones baked over the fire to the ones in the oven.
Hey. Hey, I can bake biscuits now. That's exciting.
Well, the exciting thing is how much quicker the Dutch oven does it.
How many minutes did you calculate that?
12 minutes
12 minutes.
total.
And then we started with 10.
And
then
that
I did
was-
3 more, and then you did 3 more.
And this was no preheating.
Well, yes, it was. You preheated it wasn't cold wood.
You wanna try one?
Preheated it. Well, not yet.
I tried one. Do you want to go get the jelly
Yeah.
to put it on and some butter?
I think we have too much meat for what kind of jelly?
This is just the right size. The trivet does not allow this to slide off the metal,
That's good.
the pan, so the pan doesn't move.
That seems to be very lean sausage too. I'm glad we got the bacon grease.
Oh,
Man,
you're
we're
losing
using
the
big
meat.
chunks, man. It's cooking it.
Well, this is the problem. It's trying to tell us we shouldn't do 2 pounds.
Well, you should have gotten an actual pan instead of a lid.
No, that's not the purpose of this test tonight.
We're trying to learn our new skills that we've learned.
Could you cook a souffle in your Dutch oven?
I don't know. Souffles are temperamental. Do you have a knife I
Yeah,
can
as
use?
soon as the bacon's done, we're doing bacon and sausage gravy.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
You gotta put flour right on it, brown it, and
Yeah.
put some milk. Put some milk on it.
My mom's got the flour and the milk.
Is it crispy enough? It's pretty crispy.
It's pretty crispy. It's almost there. There's just some pieces of the fat that's still jiggly.
It's doing its
Then we can
thing.
put that in there.
This one's still sizzling nicely.
I can even smell it from here.
Yeah, you should be able to. Depending on how hot we want to get it. Okay. Go ahead and start the flour.
Put the bacon in before you flour.
Yeah. We have a spoon for stirring. Because we'll need to stir consistently.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to spatula then. Because that'll scrape the bottom the best.
Okay, here you want these?
Hey, start stirring.
Why is this all greasy?
Probably because we were stirring with bacon grease.
Start stirring, then I'll slowly pour the milk in.
Did you put the salt and stuff in the...
No, we'll have to salt and pepper it.
That's what happens with the paper towel that has bacon grease on it.
That was about 3/4 of a cup. We need more than that.
Yeah, we might need a little more. It's not thickening up as much.
Do you want the spices, Jarrison?
What are we spicing with?
You're the maker.
I mean, it'll get more gravy like as it cooks, because if you think about it, when you do it on the stove, it simmers for like 10 minutes first.
Yeah, you got it.
You want more milk?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just pour it, man.
There we go. Yeah, a little more. That's kind of good. No,
You didn't
got
put any salt and pepper in?
No, not yet. You got the salt and pepper.
You probably... There's still like twice as much meat as Grandpa's.
Yeah, but we don't want to make it like they did in the Old West, because they did that because they were poor and they didn't have a lot of meat. Carrots go with biscuits and gravy?
No, but I thought we needed a vegetable. We need some kind of vegetable. So I had carrots and celery.
The trivet is working really well. Extremely happy with it. And it's always great to have family over. So Angel, Jarrison, and Kim, everybody did a great job cooking. Anyway, we'll see you. Be sure to like and subscribe on the video. If you like the cooking videos, be sure to let us know. And thank you for the hints on the lid. That really helped a lot. Take care. God bless.